What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Wow. Welcome to the MG Show. I wasn't the 67. I was 70 today on the ones that liked it. Please like the stream if you're on rumble.com/MG Show. Welcome, Facebook. Please share the stream if you're on Facebook. And if you're on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, please share the stream and the Rumble link. We really appreciate it as this show is growing, guys. We're really appreciative of that. We've got a really big show for you today, and I'd like to welcome my partner in Justice.
Justice for Juicy.
No.
That's not what he meant.
Wait.
That's not what he meant whatsoever. I welcome everybody to Thursday. Thank you for joining us here at the MG Show. And yes, Jeff, thank you, by the way, for sharing, because we are seeing an uptick in the participation in this show. And I think that it has to do with the idea that a lot of people are starting to see through the psychological operations that are Alex Jones, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, a number of other people have really shown their hide in the last couple of months. And I think that everyone realized that they're kind of coming out of it like Stockholm syndrome, right? They're like shaking to coming out of it. Yeah. And they're like, wait a minute. We voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is in office. He's doing everything we wanted him to do. He's making deals. He's doing exactly what we said. And all these people are the most retarded people I've ever seen before in my life. That's the realization that people are having. Thank you for sharing the show.
Yeah, and you know, we could replace that word with like stupid, ridiculous, misinformation, paid for by foreign actors. You know, they're showing themselves.
They're showing the network, right? I mean, we've been discussing this in depth with our audience, the network, and we say this over and over again: the network, Flynn Network, Alex Jones Network. People don't really understand that, you know, we're talking about an organization that was created literally out of the OSS. We're talking about an organization that has been operating in America, pretending to be anti-communist for a very long time. And what we're trying to explain to everyone is the anti-communist movement brought you the counterculture. The anti-communist movement brought you all the green-haired people. The anti-communist movement brought you climate change. So there's a number of these, quote, diversity is your strength. A number of these things are born out of these narratives that people can't see where the stuff comes from. It's just like, you just think everybody agrees with that nonsense.
Yeah. And they attack this show, amazingly enough. You know, so now the new narrative within the network of 3-Star is fire the entire FBI. Okay. Hodge twins. Yeah.
Oh,
they want the entire FBI fired now.
Oh, nice.
I mean, because Flynn does not like Kash Patel being in that position. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm noticing this, sir.
Uh-huh. So Kash Patel, press 47 if you think Kash Patel is doing a good job. Only if you think Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, for that matter, are doing a good job. So let's see what we get here with that, because I think they're doing a fantastic job. We wouldn't have this Arctic frost stuff. We wouldn't have the stuff that we have today with the proof, the Q proofs, guys. We're getting Q proofs off all this, man. And it's kind of amazing. Like they were saying in the Arctic frost, for example, I haven't put it together yet, but they traveled to all the different offices. Remember the Q post of Ray going to all the field offices in the FBI?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a Q proof, guys. These are it. I mean, I can't even keep up with them. Some proofs are being missed.
A lot of stuff is being missed because there's no real layer of people that are reporting on what the operation known as Q was.
I don't see
doing.
any 47s. What's happening?
I'm seeing them. They're rolling.
Oh, my chat froze.
My chat was frozen too. Are you guys having some issues out there? Is everything good? My chat was frozen also.
I see him, and I see him on the screen there too. Okay.
The reason that they're being missed, but okay. Number one, they are being missed. Number two, the reality is almost every single thing that Q is explaining to us, we can see happening. So we understand already that what Q was doing was driving the conversation in the right direction. All we needed to do was land in the arena of where the real conversation is. And that's where we're at right now. And this whole Charlie Kirk thing, I made the comment yesterday, look at what his assassination, it's weird to say it. I don't know exactly how to say it, but since his assassination, it's like this whole other layer of people woke up. Like they saw, something changes when you see someone that's in your friend or family circle be excited about someone being shot in the neck. When you see that, then all of a sudden something clicks in your mind. Like we already knew we were dealing with the death cult, right? So our sensitivity is eroded. We're desensitized to the death cult.
Yeah,
a lot of people weren't, man. And Charlie Kirk's assassination might have created a revival. We can't even understand. Half of Ole Miss, of the students at Ole Miss, wanted to be there yesterday.
Wow, 10,000 filled that arena, and it was
Crazy.
filmed. Fox News even carried it as well. So there's a pesky Q proof regarding Ted Cruz Senate office phone tapped. That's when will the public discover that Ted Cruz was also illegally surveilled pre-POTUS R nomination? C_A illegal surveillance members of Congress. That is a pesky Q proof. Wow.
Been informed by Verizon that.
Sorry, let me grab it. This is a pesky Q proof, guys. Here you go.
I've recently been informed by Verizon that at least 11 members with Verizon accounts were affected. That includes a hard line for Senator Cruz's office and a staffer's cell phone for former Senator Loeffler. AT&T informed me they challenged the legal basis for Jack Smith's efforts. Ed Smith backed down.
Yeah, President Obama likes to go back and say, oh, he was scandal-free. But then you got to remember that it was the Obama administration that had allegations of spying on, the media, the Associated Press, James Rosen, others remember what happened in the Senate?
Part of what we're going to have to do is to start experimenting with new forms of journalism and how do we use social media in ways that reaffirm facts, separate facts from opinion. We want diversity of opinion. We don't want diversity of facts.
Wow. And that tied into the, real quick, let me just read that former FBI agent Walter Giardina is a dirty cop. He should be, along with deranged Jack Smith, the sinister team of Lisa Monica and Andrew Weissman, Little J Brat, Norm Eisen, and his fake charity crew, Christopher Wray, Merrick Garland, Thomas Wyndham, who dreamt up the corrupt J6 witch hunt, should be investigated immediately. They are a disgrace to our nation. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Wow.
I want you guys to flip over here real quick, Yeti. I want you to understand something very, very critical for you to recognize where we are sitting here right now. What we're talking about here, and Jeff, you mentioned the whole thing about General Flynn being not being very happy. Predicate, okay, in law means a basis or foundation upon which something is built, and most commonly refers to a prior crime or predicate offense that is used to prove a larger criminal scheme, enhance a sentence or subsequent offense, or establish the foundation for a legal claim. For example, under RICO, multiple predicate acts like extortion must be proven to show a pattern of racketeering. Okay, think about that for a second. Every single one of you, if you're being investigated, the way the law is organized, they're not allowed to investigate you because you're a Republican. There has to be a predicate for an investigation. What is going on right now and what we're seeing and what has just been revealed, number one, the only reason this is revealed, Jeff said it, is because Cash put it out there to the Congress. He gave it to him. This is transparency. I signed on for transparency. Cash said he was going to give me transparency. Cash is giving me transparency. And all these people are losing their minds just like Democrats because they understand that there was no predicate for any of the stuff that they've been doing for the last decade to try to stop Donald Trump. And because there is no predicate, that means that everything that they did was knowingly false. They did it intentionally, and we can prove that simply by pointing to the fact that there is no predicate for an investigation to be open into any of these people that they opened investigations into.
Yeah. Yeah, and Q told us all about it. We have the whole spy op post as to who spied on President Trump, and it's not their initials, and we figured it out. News unlocks the map, guys. And on that note, Shady, there's another pesky Q proof that happened yesterday or the day before. But the news unlocks another pesky Q proof regarding the National Guard and civil unrest, Shady.
Oh, I saw that.
So on 10/29, Pentagon orders National Guard to establish quick reaction forces for civil unrest and riots. Let's just go to that. Okay. Look at that. Ooh, wow. Look at that. Wow. October 29th. Okay. Move comes after Trump ordered expansion of military units for responding to domestic disorder. Okay. 11/1/2017, post 22. Who controls the National Guard? Why was the National Guard recently activated in select cities within the U.S.? Can the National Guard work in coordination with the Marines? Do conditions need to be satisfied to authorize? What former president used the military to save the republic, and what occurred exactly, President Lincoln? Biggest drop to ever be provided on poll, study, and prepare. The masses tend to panic in such situations. No war, no civil unrest, clean and swift. Okay? Now you got this one too. Q post 1664. There will be no civil war. Coordinated MSM hysteria designed to instill fear and change narrative. Interesting. NK is not advancing war weapons program. Coordinated MSM hysteria designed to instill fear, change narrative. Fake news. Okay. There will be no civil war. Pretty interesting. Pesky.
Wow.
And that's got 1,000 views over there on X. Wow, these pesky Q proofs, guys, they've got us so shadow banned. It's crazy. There's the link right there. Please share it.
If you go to Twitter, you're going to find plenty of stuff about how Charlie Kirk is controlled by Israel and Erica, or Trump and Erica worked with Israel to take him out. And, you're going to see all your anon media talking about things like, foreign intel agents coming on their shows and talking about how, anyway.
So anyway, it's also on True Social, Shady. I have these on True Social as well. And these are what we call pesky Q proofs, guys. So pesky. So you got that. And then, you keep jumping ahead to Charlie Kirk, but we'll get to that in a second, Shady, because that last night we were talking about this morning was pretty fantastic, guys. That whole thing. If you didn't watch it, because JD Vance handled this. And we're going to pick a couple of things out of the JD Vance at TPUSA at Ole Miss. Very amazing. But look at this, guys. 10/30/2025, President Trump meets China's President Xi. Okay? On 10/30/2017, this is a delta, exact day. Okay? A delta means 8 years to the day. Is it 8 years, Shady?
Good Lord.
Wow. Now think about the timing of POTUS traveling to China and South Korea. I've said too much. God bless patriots. Okay. On that's QPost 13, Shady. But on October 30th, well, that was yesterday, Jeff. No, it wasn't. It was October 30th yesterday in China and South Korea. Okay.
Correct. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. They're ahead of us.
Yeah. So the date marks the bilateral meeting between U.S. President Donald J. Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping in Busan, South Korea, during the Asia-Pac Economic Cooperation Summit. China Standard Time, CST UTC +8, is 16 hours ahead of Busan time. So the meeting began on October 30th in Busan at around 8 a.m. KST and occurred on the same calendar date in China, starting approximately 12 p.m. Central CST. The talks addressed trade issues like tariffs, rare earths, fentanyl, and soybeans, with Trump posting progress on almost everything. Now, let's go ahead and go to President Trump's post about it, Shady Groove, because this actually ties into the Q proof. It's kind of amazing, man, how all of
beyond
these
amazing
Q proofs. And just so you know, I'm sending all these Q proofs to Donnie O'Sullivan. Donnie, when you want to talk about the proofs, let's go. Come on.
Ready.
I'm always wrong until I'm right. Right, Shady? We're always wrong.
Always wrong until we're right, bud.
Mm-hmm. So President Trump said, I truly had a great meeting with the President Xi of China. There is enormous respect between our two countries, and that will only be enhanced with what just took place. We agreed on many things with others, even of high importance. Being very close to resolved, I was extremely honored by the fact that Xi authorized China to begin the purchase of massive amounts of soybeans, sorghum, and other farm products. Our farmers will be very happy. In fact, as I said once before during my first administration, farmers should immediately go out and buy more land and larger tractors. I would like to thank President Xi for this. Additionally, China has agreed to continue the flow of rare earth, critical minerals, and magnets, etc., openly and freely. Very significantly, China has strongly stated that they will work diligently with us to stop the flow of fentanyl into our country. They will help us end the fentanyl crisis, and we need to hold them to account, guys, okay? China also agreed that they will begin the process of purchasing American energy. In fact, a very large-scale transaction may take place concerning the oil purchase of oil and gas from the great state of Alaska. Chris Wright, Doug Burgum, and our respective energy teams will be meeting to see if such an energy deal can be worked out. The agreements reached today will deliver prosperity and security to millions of Americans. After this historic trip to Asia, I am now heading back to Washington, D.C. I want to thank the great countries of Malaysia, Japan, South Korea for being so generous, gracious, and hospitable. Also, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam, who were at the dinner last night hosted by His Excellency Lee Jae-myung. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being brought into our country because of them. Our nation is strong, respected, and admired again. The best is yet to come. Wow.
You know, it's so interesting, man. It's so interesting about the way that we have been talked down to by these people on TV that claim to understand finances and economics. Because for the last 30 years, they've told us that China was in control of the world economy and that they were where everything was going. But it doesn't make any sense. How can that possibly be whenever we are the ones that are consuming everything? We are the ones that are buying the stuff that they are making. How does it make any sense that they are the most important? Why is the customer not the most important? Economy. You understand what I'm saying? And so they've tried to invert this whole thing. And what Donald Trump is doing right now, I mean, effectively, you know, it's almost like it doesn't even matter what Xi says. Donald Trump is going to go to Truth Social and he's going to tell you what's going to happen. And he can wield his power over these foreign leaders. What are they going to do? They're going to pretend like they didn't say it. They're going to pretend like they're not going to do it after he's already made them a nice compliment in public. Do you see what I mean? This is the way that the president, I feel this is the way that the founding fathers envisioned the United States presidency to go in the future, because they wanted it to lead the world. They wanted us to show the world. They wanted to thumb the nose at the rest of the world that were under the authority of a tyrant. They wanted tyrants to be uncomfortable. But we live in a world for the last 100 years where tyrants have been more comfortable than they ever were before, because they somehow convinced everybody they were free.
Yeah.
How'd they do that?
And you know what I saw too? Even on Fox News, they brought these experts in. Okay.
No,
These people are no longer experts, Fox News. They failed. That's why they're on your program. Okay. These are failures. Okay. Failures and people that are knowingly doing the wrong things, guys. You have to follow your president. Nobody else, man. Just read President Trump stuff and his cabinet that is in place today. Not his former cabinet. His cabinet that is in place today. It is the best cabinet he's ever seen and ever had, and it's the best cabinet that I've ever seen and that America has ever had. Now, Shady, we want to go over to the bilateral meeting with President Xi. It's only a few minutes long. We're gonna.
I want to talk
go
about.
Ahead.
I want to finish off about the Q proofs just for real quick. I got one more thing to say about what we're seeing with Q. What they're trying to do is this is the PSYOP. The PSYOP is that Donald Trump is not doing what it is that we elected him to do. That's the PSYOP. That's what the group of Alex Jones, General Flynn, Ivan Ranklin, all these people, Scam Blondie, all of that stuff. They're trying to convince you that Donald Trump isn't doing what it is that we all elected him to do. This is the reason for Q. The reason for Q is because Q came to show you exactly what it was that we were going to do, and we knew that you would agree with. And all of the people that out there on social media and in the media are going to interpret it wrong. They're going to look at it backwards. They're going to misunderstand it on purpose so that they can tell you that what you're seeing isn't what's actually happening. What's actually happening is Donald Trump is being controlled by Israel. What's actually happening is Erica Kirk and Donald Trump are working together to somehow take Charlie Kirk out for the future or whatever. All of these different narratives that have been inserted to you, that's the reason for them. That's the reason no one is talking about Q, because what Q explained and said was the way forward matches to me, from my eyes, I think Jeff would agree, matches what I read in Q. Like, oh, wow, I agree with that. I'm going to get motivated and go out and help Donald Trump. Those things that I got excited about are currently occurring, and everybody is pretending like they aren't happening so that they can run narratives against us, guys. I think that is the best way to characterize this.
And I'd like to also say, this is kind of also another Q proof as well. Why did it take an outsider to finally deliver the start of peace in the Middle East? Why did it take an outsider to finally deliver the start of finally holding China accountable? The disease called corruption running red, Shady. And I took Margot Martin's photo of this, and listen to this, Shady. Listen to this.
The American nation is the most powerful in the world. We dominate on land, but most importantly, we own the seas and the sky. But no nation can stand without its people. Every day, our great nation becomes more divided. Politics are tearing our country apart from within as the enemy watches quietly from outside. It should not matter your political party, your race.
Wow. Pretty amazing. And you see China, that's Xi Jinping's plane. I'm going to copy that link and throw that over. But that's why peace through strength, guys. That's why we will win. That's why President Trump threw out we're going to continue nuclear testing just before meeting with Xi Jinping. You think that was done on purpose, Shady?
I absolutely 100% think that was done on your behalf.
Yeah. Amazing. So let's go to the bilateral meeting with President Xi. Here we go. Check it out. We will begin shortly.
No. Can't get to our full camera.
The focus will get better, guys.
Focus. Oh, guys.
Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor to be with a friend of mine, really for a long time now, if you think about it. The very, very distinguished and respected President of China. And we will be having some discussions. I think we've already agreed to a lot of things, and we'll agree to some more right now.
And after this, I will show you to the things that they agreed on before the meeting, which made it easier for Donald J. Trump, because of Burgum, Shady Grove, had a meeting 2 days in Malaysia with his equal, okay? And they agreed to a lot of things before, and Xi Jinping came in and said, I agree with what happened in Malaysia, and now they can focus on bigger picture things, and that's what your president is talking about. This is huge, guys.
bigger than huge. It's reorienting the world order to put America at the pinnacle of the pyramid.
Boom.
President Xi is a great leader of a great country, and I think we're going to have a fantastic relationship for a long period of time. And it's an honor to have you with us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
President Trump, it is a great pleasure for me as well to meet you. And it feels very warm seeing you again because it's been many years. Since your re-election, we have spoken on the phone 3 times, exchanged several letters, and stayed in close contact. And our joint guidance, China's relations have remained stable on the whole. Given our different national conditions, we do not always see eye to eye with each other. And it is normal for the 2 leading economies of the world to have frictions now and then. And in the face of winds, waves, and challenges, you and I, at the helm of China-US relations, should stay the right course and ensure the steady sailing forward of the giant ship of China-US relations. I always believe that China's development goes hand in hand with your vision to make America great again. Our 2 countries are fully able to help each other succeed and prosper together. Over the years, I have stated in public many times that China and the United States should be partners and friends. This is what history has taught us and what reality demands. A few days ago...
Did you hear that? He's saying that they share the same vision as to make America great again, guys.
That's exactly what they said.
This is not normal of Xi Jinping, okay?
You didn't hear about that anywhere else in the news.
No.
Or on news or anywhere.
And I wish the translator sounded like Winnie the Pooh. Wouldn't that have been funny, Shady?
That would actually be excellent. Maybe at some point we're going to be able to manipulate that and just like click a button and say, read this like Winnie the Pooh.
Exactly. And most Americans have no idea about economics. They're stuck in the little rut of Charlie Kirk assassination, Mossad Kash Patel girlfriend BS, Israel's controlling Trump, and Palantir. They're all focused on disinformation, misinformation, and BS, guys. This is what is really happening. And why can't our country come together, the news, everybody else, and actually realize that all these other countries are hailing Donald J. Trump, okay? And they said that we would be a protectionist. He's going to be a protectionist, and we're not going to have allies. We don't have... We're getting rid of our... He is making more deals with more countries than any other president of the United States has ever made, period. And it's crazy.
It's a fact.
In the latest round of consultation, our 2 economic and trade teams reached basic consensus on addressing our respective major concerns and made encouraging progress. This provided the necessary conditions for our meeting today. Mr. President, I'm ready to continue working with you to build a solid foundation for China-US relations and create a sound atmosphere for the development of both countries. Mr. President, you care a lot about world peace, and you're very enthusiastic about settling various regional hotspot issues. I appreciate your great contribution to the recent conclusion of the Gaza ceasefire agreement. During your visit to Malaysia, you witnessed the signing of the Joint Declaration on Peace along the Cambodia-Thailand border, to which you had provided input. China has been helping in our own way Cambodia and Thailand properly settle their border disputes, and we have also been promoting peace talks to resolve other hotspot issues. The world today is confronted with many tough problems. China and the US can jointly shoulder our responsibility as major countries and work together to accomplish more great and concrete things for the good of our 2 countries and the whole world. I look forward to exchanging views with you on questions important for our 2 countries and the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's great to have you all. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, why did you change your nuclear plans? Why are you going to be doing more nuclear testing?
A peace through strength, you dumbass.
Get the hell out of here.
Wow.
You be gone.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank God.
Why are you going to do nuclear testing? Oh, my God. Wow.
Peace through strength.
And he kicked him right the hell out of there.
You know what I'm noticing? I'm noticing that Democrats don't like any type of deterrent. Like they said, do you remember whenever you were young and your parent, like, was trying to teach you to stop doing the dumb thing, and they would be creative to try to deter you from being the idiot that you were. You remember? So effectively, Democrats just balk anytime that they see anybody that's trying to stand up and say, no, it's just a National Guard guy standing on a street corner, so you don't decide to be stupid. But they're trying to protect their right to be stupid, I feel like, Jeff. And and another thing I think that's a big thing for us to talk about is I think we're starting to see a separation between China and the CCP.
Yeah.
I think that and we have to understand that China is not this big, horrible, overarching monster. The CCP is. And the CCP is very similar to the CIA or the Mossad. And so we separate
funded by
China,
billionaires.
Correct. And manipulated this climate global. Maybe China's not really all about globalism. Maybe they've been manipulated to be that way. And maybe they could come to an agreement to say, wait a minute, what if we all started working in peace and harmony together instead of trying to antagonize, because basically the globalists set it up so that China would antagonize America into a third world war. And then they would effectively turn the whole world against America and annihilate us.
And
that's not going to happen now.
Let's remember our China Week threads, Shady Groove, and shows Li Ka-shing. They got foreign billionaires too, going against their country's best interests. Okay. Yep. And there was a fight during that thread that I did. There was a fight between Li and Xi Jinping. It was very amazing. And we can get into that later. I think I want to actually
lost. In the long run, I think the Li family and the drug trade and all of those, the Li family is in cahoots with the Bronfmans. They're in cahoots with the Maduros. All of these people are in cahoots.
The Bushes
and Pelosi behind the scenes. They're all in cahoots together, and they're trying to. And that's why you're called a conspiracy theorist when you make a connection, because they're in cahoots together.
And you got to realize too that these people that are against their own country, we have the same thing here, right? I mean, we're seeing. Is it possible that Israel has a deep state? Is it possible that China has a deep state? Is it possible, or a fact that we have a deep state? We had a shadow presidency, a shadow government, guys. Okay, with Barack Hussein Obama, and it's now and now with all of these deals and all of this traction that President Trump, this is a new world order. It really is, with America leading the way. Just like you said earlier, Shady, this is the golden age. This is bringing jobs back to America. Because what's the foundation of America, Shady?
Jobs.
Because,
right. And the reason for that, it's not a small thing to say that.
No,
I know it sounds insignificant, but there were no real jobs before America. You guys understand that? You were a servant. You didn't have the ability to go out and earn whatever it was you earned and keep it. You could go out and earn some stuff, but if they decided they wanted to take it, they could come and take it. There was no such thing as private property until America.
That's right. And you don't know what the bloodlines and the bankers did to the Middle East. And President Trump is undoing all of that, guys.
And they're kind of
the oil companies screwed the Middle East, okay? And they know it, but you don't know it because you're sitting here listening to Democrat BS social justice crap. It doesn't matter.
In the 100 years of fake history, because they conquered Iran before the Federal Reserve. They conquered Iran before World War I. And so Trump is unconquering. For lack of a better way to reference this, I have no clue. How do you say, oh, we're going to de-coup you? But effectively, we're de-couing or decoupling. Right, decouple. It's perfect. We're decoupling or de-couing Venezuela. We're decoupling or de-couing Colombia. We're decoupling or de-couing the Middle East and maybe even China.
Yeah, and giving it back to the people, hopefully.
Of China.
And China's still going to be communist, okay? I mean, they have to do what they have to do, and that's them. I just care about our deals, right? We care about the deals that we have with this country, and those deals have to have America first, and that's what your president just did, Shady. And here's Besant explaining it, Shady. You ready?
Monarchs and tyrants don't hand over power. People have to take it from them.
And what happens when you get a animal in a corner?
They get rabid.
They fight back like hell, right?
They do. Yes, sir.
And you're seeing that right now.
You are seeing it, and they're also dying.
Check this out.
Well, Maria, all the congratulations should go to President Trump. He has a fine relationship with President Xi. The mood in the room was one of great respect, but also between two men who knew each other quite well and knew what they were getting into. I think what was very helpful for today's meeting was my counterpart, the Vice Premier, Hui Feng, and I had 2 days of very tough and fulsome negotiations in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, earlier in the week. So President Xi walked in the room and said, I think we can agree on the consensus reached in Malaysia. And so the two leaders were able to discuss more bigger picture ideas during the conversation, including what the remainder of President Trump's term would look like, because I think the Chinese realize that with President Trump in office, it is an opportunity to reset the relationship in terms of mutual respect. President Trump is commanding respect around the world like no other leader.
Wow. And that is true. You are seeing something that you've never seen in your entire life. And it's because this is why they didn't want Trump in office. They wanted Trump in office so they could do back end deals, okay? Sell the uranium to Russia and other places themselves, not through you, to hurt the American people, to hurt America, and then put us into debt, and then to bring our Social Security to its knees is what they did. They did this, guys. They did this to you, and we are decoupling, destroying it, demolishing it, because we're deplorable.
Well, we're taking back control. We're effectively taking back control, and everything that you're seeing happen, you're exactly right about why they didn't want Donald Trump. It has absolutely nothing. It has nothing to do with his social stand on anything like they scream and yell. It has to do with his stand on finances and economics. It has to do with something that you didn't hear. And I'm gonna test you. Did you ever hear George Bush, one, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, or George Bush II say the word bilateral talks? They didn't. They didn't talk about bilateral talks. They talked about multilateral talks. This country working with this country, working with that country, working with the United States, working with this to put pressure on X. That's multilateral. That's globalism. Okay, that's like using America and the EU to conquer the world and to force the rest of the world into our system. Okay, the IMF is the enforcer. The Federal Reserve is the enforcer. What you're hearing now, this should be music to your ears. Like the number one word should be tariff. Number two should be bilateral. That means America negotiating with South Korea. America negotiating with Japan has nothing to do with America negotiating with South Korea. That is respect. When Trump is saying, the countries are respecting us again, what he means by that is we are being individually respected, and we are going to individually function with these countries. This is how you really get rid of globalism. You get rid of globalism by forcing people to make decisions that they don't want to make as a country.
And who are those presidents you said? You said Clinton, Bush,
Bush II, or Bush Obama.
Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary. She wasn't president, though. She was state. But all of those people don't understand. they were doing the deals for themselves, guys.
Yes.
You know, how do you get peace in the Middle East and all these countries? Well, you do it with economics. You do it with mutual trade deals.
Yes.
That's why your President Trump, the president of peace, has ended 8 wars now. Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia, DRC and Rwanda, Pakistan and India, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, Israel and Hamas, because they're going to work together economically because they had bilateral meetings, Shady.
And not work together economically like, okay, you're going to be put in debt to a system and then your currency devalued and then we're going to take over your currency.
Right.
That's not working together. That's destroying them and then controlling them. No. What if we built them up? Why does everything have to be about destroying something? Why can't it not be forward looking? Why? This is the reason that you see such a stark contrast with Donald Trump, because he's a builder, and everybody else that has been in there has been a destroyer. People like General Flynn and the neocons, and Alex Jones, they destroy things that are already existent. The devil can't create. The devil can only take down what we put together. And the more relaxed that we get about defending what it is that we put together, the stronger the devil gets.
Yeah. And amazing, right before the meeting, he says, the United States has more nuclear weapons than any other country. This was accomplished, including a complete update and renovation of existing weapons during my first term in office. Because of the tremendous destructive power, I hated to do it, but had no choice. Russia is second, and China is a distant third, but we'll be even within 5 years. But will be within 5 years, China and Russia, okay? Because of other countries' testing programs, I have instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis. That process will begin immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. This is peace through strength, guys. He doesn't want to use it. It's a deterrent.
And it's also something that's been falsely made weaker. Okay, so what did we do? We said, okay, we've allowed China to continue to develop their nuclear programs. We've allowed Russia to continue to develop their nuclear programs, but America has to stop developing nuclear programs, acting like we're somehow the aggressor. If the world had its druthers, would it druther America be the only country with nuclear weapons? Or would it druther China being the only country with nuclear weapons, or Russia being the only country with nuclear weapons? Think about that for a second. If you only had one choice, if you were every country in the world and you had to vote, which country would every country vote to be the only country to have nuclear weapons? It would be us. So why in the world would we be deteriorating our own ability to maintain our ability to say that if you do X, then we will do A through Z?
That's right. And this right here, Shady Groove, historic.
Historic.
Good to see you again.
Me too.
And we're going to have a very successful meeting, I have no doubt.
And we will have that was before the meeting, but look at that. Look who's got the hand closer. You know, look at this, guys. This is domination right here.
It is.
This man is showing and exudes such confidence and amazing, man.
I mean, that little still that you have right there explains the actual dynamic of planet Earth.
Mm-hmm. It really does, man.
America is in charge. Freedom is in charge. I don't care how loud communism gets. Freedom will always be in charge because we can defend freedom. They cannot defend communism.
That's right. And so President Trump is heading back to Washington, D.C. after his historic trip to Asia. President Trump brings home more than $1 billion worth of deals during a state visit to the Republic of Korea. President Donald Trump drives forward billions in investments from Japan and the White House, guys. I mean, this is huge, man.
I'm just so excited for the future generations of this country that are going to benefit from these investments. And, you're talking about $20 trillion of investment. That's half the national debt. I have a feeling that in 10, maybe 15 years, the children in America will not be strapped to $150,000 national debt like we were.
What were we just talking about? Peace through strength? 25 seconds ago. Peace through strength.
We agree, sir.
There it is.
Oh, wow. I don't see him attacking Pam Bondi.
No.
I don't see him saying
that through strength, guys.
I don't see him saying Kash Patel's doing a bad job.
No, he keeps saying that he's doing a great job.
That's what I hear. And I even saw the Daily Mail. I don't know. We didn't speak about this morning. There's a Daily Mail article that came out yesterday acting like that somebody within Cash's within the FBI is like fighting with Cash over him stopping the investigation into foreign influence over the Charlie Kirk murder. That's the whole. It's completely unsourced, anonymous, inserted into the Daily Mail. Big headline coming out last night saying that there's turmoil in the FBI. I don't think there is. I'm sorry. I think this is
I think there is turmoil within the FBI, but not that turmoil. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I think they have the same kind of thing that we're going through with these digital soldiers in the FBI.
I agree with that, and I think that I think that these people are trying to generate narratives somehow outside. But the idea that what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it look. The psyopers need for it to look like Cash and Trump are submissive to Israel. That's what they're doing. That's the optic that they're dying to have manifest.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Let me just go to.
I mean, they're struggling like they have to have it. That's the reason for Tucker and Candace and Nick Fuentes, all these different people that are coming out. They need the left to have fodder to be able to prove to their friends and family that the right are a bunch of racist pigs.
Right. And so in order to cap this segment off, I think we're going to go through commercial break because this is actually 15 minutes long, Shady.
Okay.
But this is President Trump, who we listen to, okay, on a gaggle on Air Force One. Check it out. You ready, Shady?
Thank you guys so much. Yes, I'm ready.
Epic.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Mr. President. I thought it was an amazing meeting. He's a great leader of a very powerful, very strong country, China. And what can I say? It was an outstanding group of decisions, I think, that was made. A lot of decisions were made, too. There wasn't too much left out there. And we've come to conclusion on many very important points, and we'll be handing that to you in a little while. We're having, because there was a lot of different things, many of them very important. We're in agreement on so many elements, large amounts, tremendous amounts of the soybeans and other farm products are going to be purchased starting immediately. If you notice, President Xi authorized yesterday for China to start, did you know that, right? China to start buying in very large quantities of soybeans and other things, which I appreciated. That was a very nice gesture. And many other things like that. On fentanyl, we agreed that he was going to work very hard to stop the flow. It's a very complex subject because it's used for lots of different reasons, including anesthetics and things. But he's going to work very hard on it, precursors, and I think you're going to see some real action taken.
So what Shady was alluding to yesterday, they were talking about the precursors, that Xi Jinping doesn't know about all that, probably because there is a faction of the deep state in China. I think that kind of, brings your point home, Shady.
I agree. Thank you. Yes.
Yep.
I've agreed, as you know, I put a 20% tariff on China because of the fentanyl coming in, which is it's a big tariff. And based on his statements today, I reduced it by 10%, so it's 10% instead of 20% effective immediately. I believe he's going to work very hard to stop the death that's coming in. But again, it's complex because of what fentanyl is, what the precursors do. So I think you're going to see a big difference. We've had this.
I want to address this question from Veteran Iron. Question: all financial news is filled with job cuts due to AI. No, the job cuts are government. Okay, the government is the job cuts. AI will have some job cuts, but that's okay because there's new factories coming in. It is a new psyop. AI is in control of the current crazies, could be dangerous. The president wouldn't allow this, right? No, there's going to be different jobs, okay, surrounding these new factories coming in. AI, we should actually have AI help some of our, normal day-to-day tasks. I agree with that. But we're going to discuss JD Vance and AI on the other side of the show.
Thank you.
These job cuts are government job cuts.
That's
man.
correct. Yes, sir.
And then they're saying it's AI to make you what? Afraid?
Yeah.
Questions on many of the elements that you're talking about all the time. You're asking me questions, and most of those things were I think agreed to for the most part. I think we agreed to almost everything in a very acceptable form. I wouldn't say everything was discussed because there were things that probably, in retrospect, we could have discussed and we didn't, for some reason, didn't come up. But if you have any questions, let me know. Go ahead.
What about chips, sir? Did he agree? Did you agree to sell any more down
chips? We did discuss chips, and they're going to be talking to NVIDIA and others about taking chips. Look, we make great chips. NVIDIA is the leader. And I'll be speaking to Jensen from NVIDIA, but they're going to be discussing that with NVIDIA to see whether or not they can do. I said that's really between you and NVIDIA, but we're sort of the arbitrator or the referee. It's a little rough up here. The skies are a little rough.
And just to clarify, sir, that is the downgraded Blackwell chips. You would authorize those to be exported?
No, not the Blackwell. We're not talking about the Blackwell. That just came out yesterday. But a lot of chips, a lot of the chips, and that's good for us.
How soon do you think you'd be able to sign an actual?
Please, come on. You know what you do? Yeah, come on.
Let me
stand right over here.
Yeah, hey everybody, thanks. Let me just make a point on the chips. As the president was saying, there's so many chips we already sent to China, a lot of advanced chips, etc. And as he said, NVIDIA will talk to China and see what's possible. The Blackwell chips, of course, weren't discussed. We focused on export controls of China on rare earths, and they're going to keep those flowing, which is quite important.
What are the major stumbling blocks that are left now to work through, and how soon do you think you could sign a trade deal with China?
Well, I think pretty soon. We have not too many major stumbling blocks. We have a deal. Now, every year we'll renegotiate the deal, but I think the deal will go on for a long time, long beyond the year. We'll negotiate at the end of the year, but all of the rare earth has been settled. And that's for the world. I mean, worldwide. This, I guess you could really say this was a worldwide situation, not just a U.S. situation. So we continue to produce the rare earths and buy the rare earths and everything else, when you see from other countries. But China is, that whole situation, that roadblock is gone now. There's no roadblock at all on rare earth. That will hopefully disappear from our vocabulary for a little while.
So is that a one-year pause on the policy they announced?
It's a one-year agreement, and we'll extend it after a year.
And
like we do. It's a one-year deal that will, I think, be very routinely extended as time goes by.
To be totally clear, they're not going to impose the rare earth controls that they proposed. President Trump and President Xi came to an understanding on that point.
What will your new tariff rate on China's goods be once you sign the deal?
Other than what the tariffs remain exactly the same.
55%.
It's about it was 57. Now it's 47.
And how long?
Because we reduced it by the fentanyl.
It was 57, but now it's 47. That's awesome.
Because I believe they are really taking strong action. We've already seen the action on fentanyl, and they're taking very strong action. So we reduced to 10%.
So that November date is gone when it was going to go up again?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. So
that's all.
On fentanyl, they've agreed there are a variety of precursors. You may recall that actual fentanyl was scheduled by China in the president's first term successfully. There are certain precursors where they take whatever actions they need to control that. If they can control rare earths, we know they can control the precursors. And President Xi, I think, was very strong in saying he was going to enforce those laws internally. And of course, we'll watch that. And we'll
He's going to be very strong in enforcing the fentanyl, everything having to do with fentanyl and regulations internally, including taking very strong measures against those that don't obey.
And a variety of other tariffs still remain. Section 301 tariffs from the original, a variety of Section 232 tariffs. Some of these tariffs are, as the President mentioned, around 40%. For some individual products, it may go up to 100%, but as a general matter, it's about 45, 47%.
So, sir, it sounds like you might be going to China then after the successful meeting.
That's another thing we agreed. I'll be going to China in April, and he'll be coming here sometime after that, whether it's in Florida, Palm Beach, or Washington, D.C.
Did you read anything on the shipping fees, the 301 shipping investigation?
Well, that's been.
We're going to postpone that while we negotiate with them about that issue. We're trying to rebuild shipbuilding. The Cranes just agreed to invest $150 billion in shipbuilding, so we think we have a good path forward.
But that's no longer an issue.
Did the war in Ukraine or Taiwan come up?
We discussed that, and we discussed basically these are rough winds in Asia. I must tell you, this is a rough flight. We could have waited an hour, maybe. This is a little tough. These are tough conditions for interviews. You know, they're going to be watching Trump. They're going to say, he didn't look too good. He's got the shakes. I don't have the shakes, but people are going to think I do.
Pretty solid.
So Ukraine, it came up?
Yeah, it did come up. Ukraine came up very strongly. We talked about it for a long time. And we're both going to work together to see if we can get something done. We agreed the sides are, locked in and fighting. And sometimes you have to let them fight, I guess. Crazy. But he's going to help us, and we're going to work together on Ukraine. There's not a lot more we can do. The oil, he's been buying oil from Russia for a long time. It takes care of a big part of China. And, I can say India's been very good on that front. But we didn't really discuss the oil. We discussed working together to see if we could get that war finished. It doesn't affect China. It doesn't affect us. And I'd like to see it done on the basis. I don't like to see 6, 7, 8,000 young people, mostly young.
Did President Trump just say 6, 7?
Stop it.
People, for the most part, soldiers, be killed. It's not costing us anything. In fact, we make money, and I don't even want to talk about making money. I don't care about making money in that case. But, we send weapons to NATO. They buy full price. They buy the weapons. They give them to whoever, but I think they give them probably to Ukraine for the most part. And we discussed it. We discussed all that. We're going to work together to try and get the war with Russia and Ukraine solved.
What about the Taiwan issue, sir?
It never came up. Taiwan never came up. It's not discussed, actually.
What else didn't come up that you thought might come up? You had mentioned you didn't get to everything.
We had a long meeting, as you know, but a lot of...
Why is somebody holding a dead cat in front? Is this the dead cat bounce, Shady? Did you see that dead cat? Where is it?
What the hell are you talking about? No.
Where is it? It was just right here.
Somebody's toupee.
This is not discussed, actually.
What else didn't come up that you thought might come up?
Oh, there it is. That's the tail.
Dead cat bounce. Buckle up. Please return your seat trays to the upright position.
You had mentioned you didn't get to everything.
We had a long meeting, as you know, but a lot of things we discussed in great detail. A lot of things we brought to finalization. A lot of finalization. I thought it was a great meeting. I think it was a very friendly meeting. It was a good meeting for two very large, powerful countries. And that's the way we should get along with the large, powerful.
Why did you write your Truth Social about nuclear testing? What about resuming nuclear testing? What prompted you to do that right before the meeting?
It had to do with others. They seem to all be nuclear testing.
Russia?
We have more nuclear weapons than anybody. We don't do testing. We've halted it many years ago. But with others doing testing, I think it's appropriate that we do also.
Any details around the testing, sir? Like where, when?
It'll be announced. We have test sites. It'll be announced.
Did Israel give you a heads up before they bombed Gaza? And is it still a ceasefire if they're stopping?
It is. No, they had a sniper, and one of their soldiers were killed, and they did retribution. So we'll see. But yeah, it is a ceasefire. It's back to ceasefire.
But is that
What is the thinking behind reducing troops in Romania, the drawdown of U.S. troops in Romania?
You have to ask. I mean, I can tell you about it, but it's not very significant. It's not a big deal.
on nuclear weapons, sir? Which countries do you have in mind when you say you want to send a signal?
What a rough ride this is. The interviews are tough enough without your life being threatened. You guys okay?
Yes, sir.
That camera guy's very steady. We're going to look real bad today on television, I'll tell you. I think that, it's pretty much, I think we've discussed mostly what we said, pretty comprehensive. We're going to issue a statement on some of the details. But overall, I guess on the scale of from 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would say the meeting was a 12. Okay, I think it was a 12. I think very importantly, just the whole relationship is very, very important. And I think it was really good.
Well, especially coming on the heels of the successful trip. We're in Malaysia. You signed a peace deal for Cambodia and Thailand. Critical mineral deals with all our allies.
So many successful meetings.
Right?
And so many meetings great for our country with literally hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars have come into our country over the last 4 days, represented by this meeting. But trillions of dollars, where Toyota is going to build plants, $10 billion worth of plants. And, I could go over so many different companies coming in. They're pouring money into the United States. So beyond even this meeting, this was an unbelievable trip. And I hope you're glad you were a part of it. It was big. Every country, Japan, I mean, you look at South Korea, Japan, and so many other countries that we met there. They're investing tremendous amounts of money in the United States, like money that we've never seen before.
So investments from China in the U.S., additional investments, anything like that?
They have investments, and they will invest. And China, I think they feel very strongly. They congratulated me on the tremendous success that we've had, because there's never been a country that has had so much money come into it for purposes of investment, for building, for auto plants, for AI, etc. So he was very strong on congratulating me for that.
But he didn't commit to any additional investment or outflow.
We didn't really discuss it, but he would.
Did you ever get through to Kim Jong-un about setting up a meeting? Does he have a phone?
We never were able to talk because I was so busy. And really, this is why we came. I think it would have been maybe disrespectful to the importance of this meeting if we did that. So I'd come back with respect to Kim Jong-un. I'd come back.
What do you want to talk about with him?
I had a great relationship with Kim Jong-un. I think if I didn't get elected, you would have had, if Hillary Clinton came in at the time, who he doesn't like too many people other than me, if you want to know the truth. I think you would have had a big war. Could have been a very bad war, too.
Sir, with the nuclear announcement, just one more on the nuclear announcement, do you worry that we're entering a more risky environment when it comes to nuclear issues?
No, I don't think so. I think we have it pretty well locked up. But we have more than anybody. But I see them testing. I say, well, if they're going to test, I guess we have to test. I'd like to see a denuclearization because we have so many, and Russia has some. Russia's second, and China's third, and China will catch up within 4 or 5 years. I think de-escalation would be, they would call it denuclearization, would be a tremendous thing, and it's something we are actually talking to Russia about that, and China would be added to that if we do something. Thank you all. It was a great success. It was a great honor. I mean, he's a tremendous leader of a very powerful country, and I give great respect to him, and we appreciate the fact that he came for this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anything on Canada? Anything on Canada?
We had a very nice conversation with him last night. We really did.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Just wow, guys.
Don't you wish that you were like distracted and paying attention to a bunch of BS that didn't mean anything, like trying to pretend like Israel was behind Charlie Kirk's death, or trying to like act like that it's Palantir that is controlling the vice president, or wouldn't you guys be more comfortable if we were making things up to literally generate content? Because that's what Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and the Alex Jones crew are currently doing right now, including people like Laura Loomer. And I also saw that Roger Stone makes a post today that is like acting like he doesn't know why Laura Loomer is doing what Laura Loomer is doing by attacking Tulsi Gabbard, whenever it's Roger Stone that sent Laura Loomer out to attack Tulsi Gabbard to start with. And then Cag Drogo is like reposting it, acting like he's reporting on it, when they're all three of the exact same network.
That's right. And I'd like to point out, too, that post as well with Roger Stone. I had a conversation with the Manhattan Madam on Facebook Messenger, and he says that Roger Stone wants to run her for 2028. So he's creating this issue to act like he's the savior because he's full of caca.
Correct.
Makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yep. Oh,
wow.
Makes sense now. The whole thing all adds up. All of the way that they acted, trying to pretend like that they're pro-Trump whenever we know that they're not. What they were trying to do was assimilate on our side and then introduce the poison pill.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
Attract MAGA. Black pilling. It's effectively black pilling.
Yep. And we got a black pillar in here now. So we're just going to keep going, Shady Grove. Do you want to let's just take 5. Yeti, roll the commercial break for us. Could you do that for us? And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings. Regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-873-0478 and use promo code MGSHOW. Use your promo code for the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
And just like I've told you for many, many years, you don't have to lie about things. You don't have to sensationalize them. You don't have to make anything up. You don't have to invent figures. The truth is bad enough. The truth's bad enough. And if you tell the truth, you have credibility. And credibility means people will listen to you. Credibility means things will be tended to. When you lie and people find out that you're lying, and it's easy, it is so easy to discover, then you have no credibility. You become a liar. You become somebody with no confidence factor. You become a rumor monger. You become a minion of the old, who was it? Who was it that was billed as the great deceiver? I wonder who that was. See, whenever you spread a rumor, whenever you tell a lie, whenever you stretch the truth or sensationalize something, and I don't care what the reason is that you do it, you become an ally of the great deceiver. Somebody called him Heinrich Himmler. Somebody else called him Lucifer. Somebody else called him Satan. You can call him anybody you want. But listen to me very carefully. He's not anybody I want around me. His minions are not anybody that I want to know or be associated with or hear from. His minions and allies and supporters are not the people that I care about. You understand? You want to be on his side? Stay the hell away from me. Don't call me. Don't write me. Don't reference me. Don't email me. I don't want anything to do with you. If you're a spreader of rumors and lies and disinformation and sensationalization and all of this other bullshit. Do you hear me, sheeple? I don't know why it makes people so angry. You know, if all get off your butts and do the same research that I do, you would know the same things that I know, and you shouldn't be angry or jealous or upset. What you should be is thankful for having forewarning so that you can act upon it. But do you ever act upon anything? Have you ever? Will you ever? That's the question. That is the hinge upon which the door to the future operates. You don't know that. You don't give a damn, probably. Because to oil the hinge and make the door work and make it all better, you gotta get up off your ass and do something. Oh, heaven forbid you have to do that. Oh my goodness, you might even have to take some kind of personal risk. You might even get on somebody's list. Oh, people might even start to respect you because you cease to become worthless. Who am I to dream like that? Come on, Bill. I mean, you're really getting away with yourself here, dreaming like that. Come on, Bill. Get real.
We got you, Bill. We got you right here on the MG Show. Welcome back, Shady Groove.
Wow, thank you guys so much. Boy, oh boy, does that just ring true every time we hear it.
Yeah. Chat is stuck again. I had to refresh, and then I saw everybody. I didn't see some of these. Rev Rob, I'm late, but here, where we go one, we go all worldwide. We love you all. And Cram, Busan, and Yeti Confetti, twice, $5 Rumble Rants each. Thank you so much. We do need your support, guys, as, a lot of this stuff, with us being right all the time, people don't like it, and then they, have all these attack campaigns against our show, and we need your help, guys, because we just need your help, Shady, right? I mean,
we want to stay on the air, don't we?
Yeah, we want to stay on the air. So MG Show over on Give Send Go, givesendgo.com/help MG Show if you want to do that. Our mailing snail trail address, Shady Groove, is, Yeti, can you just post that up there for me? And I would appreciate that. That way we can, because I can never remember it. I'm so
It
sorry.
was almost like you were getting ready to ask me to like tell you what it was, like memory. That was hilarious.
It's a send a note, MG Show, P.O. Box 299, PMB number 19215, Tangent, Oregon 97389 is the zip.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I knew it. I just had to help you.
And I'd like to also thank Debbie out there so much. A great, massive supporter of the show. Thank you very, very much. You're is not going unnoticed.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that as well. And thank
she's
you.
Very
guys.
excited that we're doing the right thing, guys. That's what we're noticing. We're hearing a lot of this in the email about people sending us nice comments in the email that say, "Guys, wow, I don't necessarily come out there and participate in the chat or say anything, but you guys have really, really changed the dynamic of my structure in my life and what I pay attention to and the way that I live, and I appreciate it." Well, we appreciate that because that's the value that we feel like that we have to decouple your mind from the matrix and to recouple it with reality.
That's right. Scottish Anon, what are you doing? You want a buck for Bill? My bill is a little hoarse today.
That was bad.
So there's another one too. This is, I don't know if you want to say her name, but this was a great compliment that Shady says. Please tell the guys that they are creating the George Bailey effect that Jimmy Stewart did in It's a Wonderful Life. They are changing lives for the better and will never know exactly who benefited. Wow.
Stuff like that really makes my day.
Yeah. We're trying to do that. We're trying to just, if we could help one person, Shady, I mean, that's just a blessing in and of itself. And I think that we've helped a lot of people, and I'm very blessed and honored to be a part of that. Thank you, guys. Wow.
I agree.
Whew. All right, so let's just start this off with J.D. Vance. This was posted by the White House. Check it out.
Here's the thing that I want all of you to remember. Charlie wasn't effective just because he had opinions. A lot of people have opinions. Charlie was effective because he was courageous, because he worked very hard, and because he made his vision a reality. And so if you care about this country, as I know all of you do, don't just complain about social media. Get up and get involved in a campaign. If you want a better policy outcome, even from an administration that you voted for, then get out and get involved and making your voice heard. If you care about this country, love it enough to get involved in the process and how we govern it. That is the only way we are going to save the United States of America, and that is perhaps the greatest contribution that you can make to Charlie Kirk's legacy is getting involved in saving this country. I'm in the fight, and I know every single one of you are with me. God bless you, and thank you for having me.
Are you in the fight? Father. I'm in the fight. It did. I mean, it sounds like a founding father. Wow. And JD, like, if you didn't watch the whole thing, go find it. It's on the White House YouTube page as well. Go watch it. Your vice president kicked ass last night, guys.
Worth every minute. Worth every second. Worth every single second of your time to pay attention to him and to not only to listen to him, but what he did yesterday. We cannot skip over it. Watch everybody skip over it. Nobody's even paying attention to it. When have you ever seen a person that was a vice president walk up before a microphone and take a question from an audience full of random people? Anybody that wanted to just walk right up to that microphone and yap whatever the hell dumb kind of whatever comes to your brain and force the vice president of the United States to answer it. Not media. These are not media people. These are regular people that were in the audience that decided to get up off their butt and do exactly what JD said right there. By standing up at that microphone, you know what they did? They participated in the American way. Yeah. They participated in the American process. That's what Charlie Kirk was doing. He was creating the dynamic for the conversation to be had. Because what did we have our whole lives, Jeff? This is what we had our whole lives. We turned on the TV, and the idiot in the idiot box sat there and read something off a piece of paper, and we took that information and we stuck it in our brains and we moved on with our lives. That was our political process. That has nothing to do with debate. That has nothing to do with ideas, and it has nothing to do with the dynamic of the public square that America is supposed to stand for. Good Lord, doesn't it look like that maybe after you watched that yesterday, what's your opinion? Did you see the public square coming to life as he was like interfacing with people about his faith, about Israel, about his past work, Palantir, all these things right off the cuff? He didn't need the guy running
a script.
He didn't need his assistant using AI to like feed stuff to him on a prompter.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And he didn't have to. He didn't have a note saying "turn right, walk off stage,
It said, don't fall
shake
off
hands
steps.
with the person that's not there behind you."
Did you hear that? Did you hear Hunter Biden criticized Obama for like helping lead Joe Biden off the stage to that? Like, think about that. Like, Hunter Biden thinks that
they don't like each other.
Hunter Biden thinks that Obama should have just left his dad standing out there. I mean, the man was trying to help your decrepit fossil.
It's part of that cover up of he's fine, Shady.
He's just fine.
Right. He's fine. Yao Ming says, thank you for the teaching. Thank you, Yao. I appreciate you. Real Iron Eagle, you've helped more than I can express. Oh my God. God bless you, my friend. All right. So VP Vance addresses the BS Israel narrative, guys. Okay. Because these kids that are asking the questions are on X watching you asshats be asshats, Shady.
They are. But it was very interesting to watch how he broke the mind control where, they were like thinking, I've got all these stuff and they say it. And then they're like, number one, it's the first time they've ever said it out loud. Did you notice that? And then they say it out loud and it's like, well, we tell people to say it to the mirror? Because when you say it out loud, you realize how ridiculous some of the things you say sound.
Yeah. Here we go. So this is it. Check it out.
Their interests in the United States, and we're going to work with them in that case. Sometimes they don't have similar interests in the United States. In this example, the most recent Gaza peace plan that all of us have been working on very hard for the past few weeks, the President of the United States could only get that peace deal done by actually being willing to apply leverage to the state of Israel. So when people say that Israel is somehow manipulating or controlling the President of the United States, they're not controlling this president of the United States, which is one of the reasons why we'd be able to have some of the success that we've had in the Middle East. Now, you ask about, sort of Jews disagreeing with Christians on certain religious ideas. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the realities is that Jews do not believe that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. Obviously, Christians do believe that. There are some significant theological disagreements between Christians and Jews. My attitude is, let's have those conversations. Let's have those disagreements when we have them. But if there are shared areas of interest, we ought to be willing to do that too. For example, I really care about one thing.
Doubling.
It's not me.
What's going on?
That's weird. Okay, here we go.
Really care about is the preservation of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. Christians believe that that is the site where Jesus Christ was crucified, and also that his tomb is right there as well. My attitude is, if we can work with our friends in Israel to make sure that Christians have safe access to that site, that's an obvious area of common interest. I am fine with that. What I'm not okay with is any country coming before the interests of American citizens, and it is important for all of us, assuming we're American citizens, to put the interest of our own country first. That's what we're going to do. That's what we try to do every single day, I promise you. Thank you.
And to go further with that, he basically says, when the people say that Israel is somehow manipulating or controlling the president of the United States, they're not controlling this president of the United States, period. And they're not. Do you think that Israel was happy to go with these bilateral talks with the people in Qatar and Hamas and Gaza, all that? No. President Trump is the leader here, guys. Shady.
That's the optic. This is going back to what we discussed in hour one. You're going to see this as a reoccurring theme, and we're going to constantly try to beat the psyop away from you, trying to say that Israel is controlling Donald Trump. That is not what is happening. There is no evidence whatsoever that suggests that Israel is controlling Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, what I'm seeing is some of the most pushback that I've ever really seen for the idea of what Israel wants to do. Israel wants Gaza to become Israel.
Yeah.
Understand that. Israel wants Gaza to become Israel. If Gaza doesn't become Israel, then Israel isn't getting what they want. Trump said that Gaza is not going to become Israel. If Gaza is not going to become Israel, then all of the Palestinian numbnuts that are occupying your universities should be throwing a party. But they're not throwing a party. They are actually out there thinking, damn, he's just taken another one of my narratives. I got to go make more narratives.
I got to go double down, right?
So double down.
Another thing, too, is, do you think Israel has a deep state?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So we're saving Israel for last for a very specific reason. And, maybe that's the Israel narratives that they're all coming out with right now, but it's BS. Okay, guys? Your president is working for the people of the United States of America, the people that elected him. He's working for me, Shady. He's working for you.
Working for us. That is exactly the right way to see it.
Yep. I also want to, amid all this BS fake MAGA accusations over his Peter Thiel ties, JD Vance actually addresses it, okay? And this is for you, Tisha, okay? This is for you. I want to talk about Palantir. Okay?
Palantir this.
All right, here we go. Check it out.
You're so funny.
Hello, Vice President Vance.
How you doing?
Good. I have a question. Do you condone large private corporations such as Palantir hoarding data caches on U.S. citizens?
No, I don't condone it. And here's the thing. So I get asked about Palantir a lot because there's this internet meme out there that somehow I am super in bed with Palantir. And here's the thing that I'd say about it.
Did you hear that? He's seen your crap, Flynn Network.
Your meme sucks, is what he said.
Yeah. Your memes suck, and it's BS. And why do we have people that are still naked in here, guys? Come on.
What he's trying to say is the left can't meme.
The left can't meme, and exactly right. All right, so let's listen to this one more time, guys.
How you doing?
Good. I have a question. Do you condone large private corporations such as Palantir hoarding data caches on U.S. citizens?
No, I don't condone it. And here's the thing. So I get asked about Palantir a lot because there's this internet meme out there that somehow I am super in bed with Palantir. And here's the thing that I'd say about this. Palantir is a private company. They sometimes do a useful service, and sometimes they're going to do things that we don't like. You should be demanding that your representatives do two things when it comes to Palantir or when it comes to any other technology company. Number one, protecting your data. What's going on with artificial intelligence is going to mean that there are massive inducements to steal your data, to harvest it, and to use it against you to sell digital advertisements. That is not what I believe in, and I've been fighting against it, whether it's Palantir or any other technology company, literally before I ran for office. When I ran for office, I was criticized by Republicans in my Republican Senate primary because I was talking then about Google and Facebook harvesting our data. It's unacceptable. I don't care who does it. I don't want them to do it. Number two, and this is also very important, what's going on with artificial intelligence, we got to be worried about large-scale surveillance, okay? Everything. When you asked about Palantir, do you know that every time you make a credit card transaction, the credit card companies are collecting data on how you spend your money? Do you know that every time you linger over a link on the internet for more than a half second, the search engines are collecting data on you so that they can sell you advertisements? One of the biggest questions for American policy over the next 10 years is how to ensure that you are a sovereign citizen. And you cannot be a sovereign citizen if any private corporation or any government can steal something from you that belongs to you.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, that almost is a Q-proof, guys, okay? The Internet Bill of Rights, basically making you a sovereign citizen on the interwebs. Shady. And that is going to happen. So what we have to do, okay, what you have to do instead of sitting there complaining and holding spaces of BS, he's calling on you to flood Congress with calls, demand real data privacy laws now, right now, guys. And that's what you can do right now. And how do we get those data privacy laws? Maybe it's the Internet Bill of Rights. Maybe it's legislation that says that you cannot take my data, guys. Pretty interesting.
There's got to be an opt-in, opt-out aspect to all of this, and I think that that's kind of the field that he's hitting into there. But the overarching thing that he said, which I think that all of us should take home from this, I didn't see any disagreement between the way that I think about mass surveillance and the way he thinks about mass surveillance. Did you see a differentiation?
Mm-hmm. No, because they're trying to make you just think it's Palantir. When it's the credit card companies, it's, Amazon, it's Google, it's everything.
It's every single thing that you interface with. As a matter of fact, everything that you interface with is built specifically. You think that they were giving you free email because they like you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so you No. They want your information. Okay, they want to know who you're communicating with. They want to like be able to see like, oh, your email contains probably your password for your bank account. You see what I'm saying? So there's an aspect of all of this that is very alarming, and all these people out there trying to paint J.D. Vance as a person that because he had employment or had his associations with Palantir people that he is Palantir. Okay, he seems to me that has a very American-esque type perspective on the way that he would move forward if he were in charge.
Yeah. And there's also the part where how brilliant J.D. Vance was, Shady, in regards to that question with the lady that took like 8 minutes to
ask the question.
Yeah. Let me just see if I can find it.
But I feel like that it was, I wasn't put off by her because number one,
it was outstanding.
She was very nervous and she was able to articulate her concerns. And whenever you're talking about someone's faith and each other's faith, there's always this contention. And I felt like that the way JD handled it and the way that the grace that he took that with, like most politicians that are standing up there on a stage like that are going to be like all flustered and frustrated and aggravated. I didn't see an ounce of that. I mean, it was like, I heard Erica talk about Charlie and the way that Charlie treated her and the things like that. And I feel like JD Vance has a lot of that personality.
Yeah, like he doesn't yell, all that. Like he
doesn't let it get to him.
Yeah,
and I think that's because he grew up in the environment. Like I had friends that were in an environment like JD was in, where their parents were addicted and they were completely off the wall, and there was never any grounded family life. It's all chaos. And so for him, I think he's come through that and realizes that none of that serves him in a different way.
Yeah. Dang it. I thought I had it. Let me just go back a little bit.
Minute. So now you've set us up.
Is that her?
I have it. You just stop.
Man,
otherwise we're going to counseling.
I almost got disappointed.
You never have to be disappointed in me. It looks like Benny Johnson posted, please don't miss this. Tonight was just remarkable. When have you ever seen a sitting vice president take hostile questions for a straight hour from the American people? No vetting, no screening. Vance just took the fire tonight. He crushed it, proving he's 48 every day, man. Quite possibly. But this is going to be the video here. Let's listen to it because it was an interesting back and forth, Shady.
I really think that you guys will get a lot out of the way that he interfaces with her. As far as like, do you or do you not support him going forward? And it might be 49, Jeff. it just depends on what we do here in 20.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I mean, it's way too early to discuss that, in my opinion. But boy, the millennials loved him, Shady.
They do, man. And this is an amazing moment because the millennials are the people that it's almost like this whole generation of people that were brainwashed are going to be sort of skipped over.
Yeah, here we go.
Pushing out policies that hurt us, and these policies are not even solving the problems. These policies are just creating chaos.
Ma'am. Okay, so again, I'm gonna finish answering the question, and then if I've answered all 9 of your questions in less than 15 minutes, then we can keep on going. We got to have a little fun, right? So here's the thing. I can believe that the United States should lower its levels of immigration in the future, while also respecting that there are people who have come here through lawful immigration pathways that have contributed to the country. But just because one person or 10 people or 100 people came in legally and contributed to the United States of America, does that mean that we're thereby committed to let in 1 million or 10 million or 100 million people a year in the future? No, that's not right. We cannot have, I'll go and finish. We cannot have an immigration policy where what was good for the country 50 or 60 years ago binds the country inevitably for the future. There's too many people who want to come to the United States of America, and my job as vice president is not to look out for the interests of the whole world. It's to look out for the people of the United States. Now,
I'm just wondering, well, it's not necessarily something you did wrong, but it's what could someone else do wrong? Let's say we get a complete tyrant in office, and let's say Turning Point USA is having a huge protest against something really bad that we don't like, and let's say he's a president is saying that it's getting violent. How can we? I'm trying to think. My mind's kind of blank. What is the difference between what you're doing and how could we prevent someone from abusing that power?
Yeah, so look, I understand where the question is coming from, and I think it's a fair question. And it's going to sound like I'm being sarcastic, and it really is not meant in any offense. But when you talk about what could another administration do, to take a wild, hypothetical example totally off the top of my head, what if Joe Biden sent the Federal Bureau of Investigation to start arresting his political opponents? Okay? So here's something that I want conservatives, I want every conservative to remember. It's an important part of my entire political philosophy is we cannot be afraid to do something because the left might do it in the future. The left is already going to do it regardless of whether we do it. That is the takeaway of the last 40 years. I think the premise of your question, I don't totally share it because I don't think perfect neutrality is possible. What is it? You talk about history. Was Christopher Columbus a great explorer, or was he a guy who committed genocide against the native populations? These debates, I'm happy to have them, but I reject the idea that there are truly neutral debates. Anybody who's telling you their view is neutral likely has an agenda to sell you, and I'm at least honest about the fact that I think the Christian foundation of this country is a good thing.
Ethnic cleansing in Gaza. I'm just confused why this idea has come around, considering the fact that not only does their religion not agree with ours, but also openly supports the prosecution of ours.
Yeah, so let's say a few things about this. First of all, when the President of the United States says America first, that means that he pursues the interests of Americans first. That is our entire foreign policy. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to have alliances, that you're not going to work with other countries from time to time. And that is what the president believes, is that Israel, sometimes they have similar interests to the United States and we're going to work with them in that case. Sometimes they don't have similar interests to the United States. And this example, the most recent Gaza peace plan that all of us have been working on very hard for the past few weeks, the president of the United States could only get that peace deal done by actually being willing to apply leverage to the state of Israel. So when people say that Israel is somehow manipulating or controlling the president of the United States, they're not controlling this president of the United States, which is one of the reasons why we'd be able to have some of the success that we've had in the Middle East. People said that the president of the United States was going to get us into a multi-100,000 troop regime change war for Israel. This was 4 months ago. This was 6 months ago. Now, the people who accuse the president of the United States of wanting to get us into a regime change war for Israel, I wonder if they stepped back and said, you know what, we were wrong about that. Because the president of the United States did not want to get us into a regime change war for any other country. He wanted to knock out a nuclear facility and get everybody back home, and that's exactly what he did. My honest view is that right now, America, thanks in part to the Biden border invasion, but also thanks in part to a lot of bad immigration policy, right now we have let in too many immigrants into the United States of America. That is just a fundamental reality. Now, look, legal immigration is complicated because we let in about 1 million legal immigrants into the United States of America every single year. And I think the evidence is pretty clear that a lot of those immigrants are actually undercutting the wages of American workers. It's one of the reasons why the President of the United States and a lot of us in the administration have encouraged H-1B reform, because if you look at the H-1B visa, what it's supposed to be is that you have a super genius who's studying at an American university, who's working at a great company. You want that super genius to stay in the United States of America and not go somewhere else. What it's actually used to do is hire an accountant at a 50% discount to an American citizen. I don't think that we should be hiring accountants from foreign countries when we've got accountants right here in the United States that would love to work for a good wage.
Can you tell us how your faith helps you in your role as vice president?
Well, I appreciate that. That is a very good question. And this is another way in which Charlie has affected my life. I would say that I grew up, again, in a generation where even if people had very deep personal faith, they didn't talk about their faith a whole lot. And I grew up in a country where you just didn't hear political leaders talk about their faith. But the reason why I try to be the best husband I can be, the best father I can be, the reason why I care so much about all the issues that we're going to talk about is because I believe that I've been placed in this position for a brief period of time to do the most amount of good for God and for the country that I love so much. And
I love it. I love it. Now, I want to just let people know that the freezing issue isn't always everybody, okay? It's because of your browser. Your browser isn't updated. We did contact Rumble, last week, Shady, or earlier this week? I can't remember.
Last week, yeah.
And they said they were having an issue with the Chrome browser, and it should be fixed now. You have to make sure that you update your browser, guys, and maybe use a different browser. It's not for everyone. It could also be your connection to the internet. We're trying hard, guys, but to come in chat and say don't watch on Rumble hurts us because we need you to watch on Rumble, and we love you guys.
Really do. I mean, we really do, guys. So please, let's not, we're working with Rumble, trying to fix it for you, as opposed to trying to depend on other platforms to host the show. This is our center hub, and if it's failing, we got to know, and we got to work on getting it fixed. It was a lot worse to begin with. We're not seeing this on any other channels, so I'm not sure exactly why this is happening. Yeah. Well, I kind of think I know why it's happening, but I think that, Jeff, one thing that's very important for that JD and a lot of people with this Israel-Iran thing don't understand yet, that we're getting ready to get to. We heard Q explain we're saving Israel for last. What does that mean? Well, what I think that means is about, 13 different bombs that went down the shaft of that nuclear facility in Iran. I think saving Israel for last means that, because we took away the threat. You see, Israel was acting like Iran's going to blow me up, so I got to go blow up Iran first before they blow me up. It's a lot like
real good.
It's a lot like a Laura Loomer / Roger Stone fight, right? It's like, oh, we got to make hay so that the public gets scared and gives us more power and control. That's what was going on. So by Donald Trump taking away Iran's threat to Israel, he took away Israel's ability to bomb Iran. You see how this works? He's doing the same thing in China. He's doing the same thing all over the world. He's taking away the incentive that the clowns have given society. He's taking away the incentive that the clowns are giving governments to lord over you through fear. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. We just gotta, follow the president. These people on X, and a lot of the people that watch this show aren't on X, guys. So, it's, you need to just realize what's going on. You know what I'm saying, Shady?
Well, you got to slow down. Part of what you have to do is you have to slow down, because what they're trying to do, this is what happens. What happens whenever you're afraid is your mind starts to move really quick. And when your mind starts to move really quick, you miss things. You're skipping over certain stimulus so that you can get things taken care of to not be afraid anymore. That's the state of shock that they're trying to get you in, because if they can have you in that state, like you're sitting there reading, you're like, Palantir,
we got to talk about Palantir, Shady.
You're off of the rail,
But I really want to know about Palantir.
He ran right off the reservation.
Yeah. And, again, I think saving Israel for last is the actual deep state there, in my opinion. We'll see what happens.
We neutered them.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I understand.
Yeah.
But we're just maybe saying the same thing. I don't know. But
we are saying the same thing.
It's different. Shady, in honor of Halloween tomorrow, Shady, I don't celebrate Halloween, but
either. But this was cool.
But for the kids, you got to do it. This is Jeff and Shady.
6-7.
You ready for this one, Shady?
6-7.
There's no 6-7 in this.
Oh, I was joking.
Oh, I can't tell.
I know.
All right, there's Jeff and Shady.
Hey,
hey,
get out of here. That's me. Counseling. Give me my arm back. Give it back. Come here. I don't know. I'll give you a noogie. I want to be a bat.
That's in honor of Halloween. Just kind of put that one together. I did another one too.
That's so insane.
Yeah,
we were talking.
Here's another one real quick. Let me do this one real quick.
Yep.
Go ahead. Hey, let me. Oh, sorry.
I can't see.
You can't do it. Oh my God! I tried to get it faster. Here we go. scary. So even the demons want you to come watch the MG show. How about
that's
that?
a great clip. They'll clip that audio.
I love it. I love it. All right, Shady, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say that the whole situation that we're seeing right now unfold about all of the narratives that are coming down and boiling down. You guys have done an amazing job, and we're back around to Halloween. I can't believe it's Halloween already again.
Halloweeny. And real quick, Deplorable Proud was in chat earlier and says she's devastated. She was diagnosed with SVID in her frontal lobe, which is causing her to have seizures. Please pray for her. Cindy W is her name, guys. Would you please pray for her? She's having seizures. God bless you guys.
I'd like for you to look into some stuff with CBD, maybe cannabis. Also, HCQ is showing some signs of being able to help with people that are having seizures. So a couple of suggestions there, and feel free to contact or talk to us about anything.
Yep, absolutely. Wow. Interesting from you just put this out there because we're apparently X is going to actually basically say that if you're in America, you'll get an American flag. And if you're in another country, you're going to get their flag. So we might see a lot of influencers when this actually happens with different flags. Okay. Because there is a foreign paid social media influence going on. And, MTG actually said it, and you put it in to us. Paid social media influencers should have to publicly disclose who they represent. Their accounts should have different badges so people know the difference. And they should have to register under FARA if they are paid for foreign countries' causes. And she actually was on Shipwreck Crew, believe it or not, which is another, she's on the actual networks that she's complaining about. It's kind of crazy to me. But hey.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like you're out here complaining about something that they're advocating for. These people are all non-MAGA. It's so confusing for people to navigate.
It is. And that Shipwreck Crew is Badlands, and Badlands we saw, remember the Furman generators, that was Chinese. There's another angle of Chinese.
She's attacking Trump over Israel, literally verbatim, like
every day.
The Shipwreck Crew and the Badlands, they're all like Israel is puppeting Trump, and they're
he's not, right? We know
all
this.
Into well, it's that, and then Israel and Trump and Erica somehow worked to get Charlie Kirk murdered. That's what these people are saying, man. I'm not making it up.
Yeah. And we had the Hodgkins twins. What do you call them? What? Hodgkins?
Lymphoma?
Yeah. So the Hodgkin twins says the information, this is John Nance, former FBI, on the show. The information campaign continues. The SVR and MSS, thank you for your service. This is the Hodgkin twins saying, shut down the FBI and fire everybody. Boy, wouldn't the Intel networks love that. I put Hodge twins equal Flynn network, okay? People are starting to understand the difference.
And they're starting to get a little bit louder about it too. And until we start mocking these people in public and taking down their little platforms a notch or two for people it's credibility.
Yeah,
like they're losing. They're sacrificing their credibility is what they're doing.
The truth is bad enough.
It was always bad enough.
Mm-hmm. Whew, crazy.
But the thing is, Jeff, if you don't want to tell people the truth, but you want to, but you want to fool them, you got to make stuff up.
Yeah. Fool me once, shame on you.
Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Watching George Bush do that was one of the funniest things.
Oh my God. Shame on me.
He was such an idiot, man.
I know. Sandy Star White, Wood Chips, thank you. $17 Rumble Rant. Really, guys, thank you. The commercials at the end of the month usually are very slim. I don't know. We're going to be here, today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to do a free premium for you guys, okay? So if you're going to tune into the show, make it for 2 hours tomorrow. Make sure if you don't have premium, get it. And also, we want to just make sure. If you guys want a sticker pack, Shady, what about that? Do people want a sticker pack?
I have no idea. Probably not.
All right, we got the huge MG show one, and that is matrix green. It's not see-through. Then we've got, and I'll throw in a couple of these kind of stickers, okay? Become unpsyopable, a couple of these stickers. And also, one of my favorites is
that
this
is
one
my favorite
right here. Yes, I love this one right here.
Thank you to Fatal Attractions for these.
If you guys want to do it, please, just do a donation of, let's say, $75 or more, because the shipping is about $15 to $20 wherever you are. So if you could guys help us out, that would be great. If you do want the stickers with the Rumble Rant donation or somewhere else, you can go to donate at mg.show/donate. You can go to GiveSendGo/helpMGShow and do it there. And once we see that you did it, you send a message to connect at mg.show with your name and address so I can ship them to you, okay? So if you guys want them, they're here for you, and we'll get you taken care of. Maybe I'll even send a couple of extra things, like maybe these wrist bracelets that say the truth is learned, never told, or something like that. I also have a couple of things here, like these are like MG Show keychains that Design Pro made for us as well. Maybe I'll throw in a couple of extras. So if you want it, thank you.
That's a heck of a Halloween grab bag you got there.
Yeah.
You trick-or-treating up in the MG show. Like, what the hell's going on?
Bronwyn, thank you for the Cash App donation. Appreciate that as well. Stickers, please. Shaolin2, thank you so much. Send your information to connect at mg.show, and I will get them out to you as soon as possible. What I'll do is I'll wait for today and tomorrow. We're going to make this offer today and tomorrow because it's the end of the month, and this will help the show, guys. I know some people want to get cool stuff for supporting us, and this is what we're trying to do: give you some cool stuff, Shady.
We are. We're moving into the season of gifting.
Yeah. So please, I
was just going to plug. I'm just going to say thank you so much to Fatal Attractions with a Z on Twitter. That's at FATT336. This is the person that has made these great stickers for us, loves the show, loves us, and has provided these for us to share with you.
That's right. So Shaolin, please send your information to connect at mg.show. Connect at mg.show with your name and address, and I'll get those out to you. We're going to do this today and tomorrow. So if you missed the stickers, let's go, guys. Let's get them. Maybe I'll throw in some extra stuff as well to make it a little more palatable. JG1LT, donate my stickers. Oh, you want to donate your stickers? Okay, so you let us know who you want to donate them to and have that person send an email to connect at mg.show. Okay?
That's an interesting angle.
That is an interesting angle. Maybe we do that, give that to Real Iron Eagle, or did he already get them? I can't remember.
Man, I cannot remember what you can't remember.
I can't remember a damn thing, Shady.
Well,
Wow.
Get up there in the years.
So JD Vance is not controlled by Palantir. He wants data protection laws, just like the Internet Bill of Rights on Q, okay? We want our data protected. You forgot how to play, guys. How do you play? You call up your Congress and House people, guys. It's really easy.
And we're going to be working on getting some better ones in there. Right now, we've gotten rid of a bunch of bad ones. We got a few more bad ones getting ready to get out. And then by 2026, the Democrats are really going to realize whenever they lose next year, they're really going to realize how bad they have messed up their party. But until then, they're going to double down right up until the end.
Yeah. And we also got to give, send, go. Thank you so much. I think that was Hoy. Was that you, Hoy? I don't know. I can't tell. But thank you very much for that. GiveSendGo.com/helpMGShow, mg.show/donate, or right here on Rumble, $100 Rumble Rant. We'll get you those stickers and maybe some extra stuff for Halloween, Shady.
Nice.
No, we can't wrap your car for you, Liberty Warrior.
Oh, goodness.
But maybe Fatal can with MG Show. That would be awesome.
Provide you with the graphics that you could utilize to wrap your own car. And then send us a picture.
There you go. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Hoy. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
And let's do a Hoy yeah, Shady. Go ahead.
Hoy yeah!
Hoy yeah! Can I get a Hoy yeah in chat? Let's hear it.
Donald Trump, don't trust China. Ahoy!
Oh, yeah. And so let's see, Shady. We're at the end of the show. It's Thursday.
We've done 4 this week already.
Trump posted about Roger 2 minutes ago. What's that?
Oh goodness, I'm sure that that's going to get us in trouble.
Oh boy, let's see. Real Donald Trump. Okay.
Roger Stone.
Oh, did he?
I don't
Chris
know.
Wright, Berkeley.
Somebody's trying to stop this probably.
Why I was gagged by federal judge and why James Comey should be. So stone cold truth. Yeah, Donald Trump 3 minutes ago.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. We're going to find that out, Donald Trump.
We're working on that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see who's lying and who's not at the end of the day.
Yeah. Amazing. Also, for all great law enforcement patriots who like to join the world's premier law enforcement task force where police officers are fully allowed and empowered to do their job and battle crime, apply today to join to make DC safe task force. You will be at the cutting edge of defending our nation's capital city from all dangers and threats, and will be able to join the elite agency of your choice. If you have strong experience, you can begin on the task force immediately. Go to safedc.gov. Wow, Shady.
Nice.
He's even got job ads on Truth Social.
I'm telling you, man, like the world is changing.
I know, man. The truth is bad enough, Shady Groove. Holy moly.
Really bad enough.
Wow.
Thank you guys all so much.
Well, you got to wait a second.
No. What do I have to wait for?
See ya. I got to figure out what I'm going to play here.
Oh, I thought you said that you just made the announcement like you had it.
Well, I was too busy trying to help, finance this show with, the stickers and stuff.
So now you're going to virtue signal like I wasn't doing any of that or helping with any of that. You're doing that all on your own, and it's my fault for like trying to move the show along.
All you've been doing is just sitting there looking pretty.
Even though that you gave me the indication that you already had the video that you were going to play by the sentence that you used, so that to prompt me to start wrapping up the show. And, the gong.
The gong. Oh my God.
This is an example of what happens in counseling.
Wow. And that's why I made that meme with us knocking heads.
They were offering to pay to watch the live stream of the counseling earlier in the show. I think you missed that, but if we were to live stream the counseling session, I think we'd get some more subscribers.
Why do I keep hearing like an echo? That's weird.
I don't know, but it's been going on. I think Yeti is doing something in the background that he's not noticing.
I think he is too. He's not
just
doing
said
a darn
that he's
thing.
not doing it. He probably is.
He's not doing a darn thing. All right, let's see if this is it. See you guys tomorrow. God bless you all.
Let's go together. You and me. I really like my friend Jeffrey.
Good thing I can't hear him, I'm sure. God bless you all. Thank you, Shady. Thank you, Yeti. God bless you. Love you.
inside the doorway. Use it only in emergency. Better you should pray to God, the Father and the Spirit will guide you and protect you from up here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can
they offer.
Never hint at what you really feel. Teach the children quietly for someday sons and daughters will rise up and fight while we stood still.
Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running home and calling you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running? Hear me calling you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running? Hear me calling you?
www.mg.show. Boom.